Hello and happy Monday, all of my beautiful, wonderful, amazing friends. I'm going to talk to you today about whatever is on my heart right now, which actually my heart is really excited with passion. And if you've ever felt like true passion for something, it's almost like your heart is stuck in your throat and you just want to kind of scream and cry at the same time because you feel just so devoured by passion or by overwhelming feelings for or about something. And right now, my passion is devouring me about all of the different things that I feel like God has placed at my fingertips for my life. And I'm just like, it's like having a plate of goodies and you know you can only take two and you're like, which ones do I do? Well, the good thing is that God says he knows the plans he has for you. So not the plan, not like the one occurrence in your life that you're here for, but the plans, and they're plans that will prosper you and they won't harm you and they'll give you hope in the future. So I pray that all the things I feel like are at my fingertips are all the plans that will come into fruition, and I'm just claiming that and just hoping that that is what will happen for me. I was inspired today because I was on Twitter. I love tweeting. I just love social networking, period. But when I was on Twitter, there is a pianist I follow, and her name is Erica Sipes. And I happened to be on there today, and I noticed that she was interviewing a woman named Jade Simmons. And I've never heard of Jade Simmons, but I was attracted to her tweet link because Jade Simmons is black. And I was just like, is this really a black concert pianist, a woman? And that is something that is not commonly seen, especially in our day and age. So I was attracted to that. And I went and checked her out, and this lady, I just want to like call her up and be like, you have so influenced my life just watching you on YouTube for the past 15 minutes. And I think we should do a project together. Passion is that it makes you want to call somebody up and say, let's do a project together, let's perform together, and just get excited about your art. And I believe that musicians are special artists, and not only musicians, but all fine arts, whether it's visual arts, whether it's photography, whether it's film. I believe that all of those things are gifts because we're able to perceive and feel things, and we can take those feelings and perceptions and display them to other people so that they may get the intensity that we feel. And I just feel like that is so amazing and so special to be able to do that. So I have a stack of books that we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to be brief because y'all know I love to talk. The first one we're going to start, of course, you know I love this book, Believing in Myself. And there's a quote by Gloria Steinem, and it says, women have felt the need to pretend to be happy in order to be feminine. And this really stood out to me, and I really just want to briefly go over this. It says, responsible people do what they have to do. Figuring out what we have to do, unfortunately, is a lot harder than it looks. How many shoulds should we listen to? How many are true? Should we really behave, think, and feel differently than we actually do? And it talks about how those of us who are females with families, ding, 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 have been held responsible for too many shoulds. We should keep the house clean. We should keep our hair nice. We should keep our kids in order. We should do the laundry. We should wash the dishes. We should make sure that the house smells good. We should make sure that we do the grocery shopping. We should make sure we drop that letter off at the post office. We should make sure. I'm tired already just thinking about it. In our efforts to be everything to everybody, is that you? I know that was me. We've too often become nobody to ourselves. We always stand at the end of the line when wants and needs are being addressed. A lot of people, my mom did this, she was like, I just put so many people before myself, and, I just put myself last. And I'm like, you may think you're doing an honorable thing, but you're actually doing a disservice to the rest of us, because if you are not happy and whole, and if you're not taken care of, then you're giving us shreds and pieces of yourself. Because to be whole, it starts at the center, at the core, with your soul and your spirit. And once you nurture that, then it grows and branches off to feed the rest of what is important to you, your family, your art, your passion, your church, your husband, whatever. So we need that seed to be fully formed and mature before it can branch out and help. So if you're not together, you're not giving us, the best that you could be giving us, even though you think you're giving us everything. I don't know if that makes sense. I just came up with that off the top of my head, but I believe it. Obviously, this doesn't do a lot for our self-esteem. What's even worse is that popular culture's insistence that we should be happy about it. You know someone that I really admire? Heidi Klum. Why? Because I don't know how old she is, but she's fabulous. She's on TV. She's had 4 children, and this lady still goes out. She does her 4-mile runs every day, or tries to. She has a husband who's an artist. She has all of her Project Runway and all of her little, whatever, her maternity line, which is awesome, by the way. And I just think she's amazing because she's doing her art, she's doing her family and having family life. She's working on her body, so she's taking care of herself and her spirit. And she's just an amazing example to me. Moving on. Unrealistic ideals are not healthy. No one should be bullied into pretending happiness. I don't care if your mom says, well, honey, this is just what we do. I don't care if your husband says, well, that's what my mom did and that's what I thought women were supposed to do. No. Anyone who is married or anyone who has children with a significant other, you are partners. You're working together. Do not ever let them make them feel like, you are supposed to have certain destined roles. You work together and you figure out who's best at doing this, who's best at doing that. My husband's best at math. So although I would love to take care of everything, and believe me, I try to take care of everything, but since I know he's best at math, I let him figure out, which sales are better at the store. And I let him figure out just which deals are better, because I'm not good at math. I'll grab the first one and say, oh, this is a good deal. So you got to partner together. Don't be unrealistic. Don't allow people to put unrealistic expectations on you. Okay? Do not accept responsibility for other people's happiness. No. Teach your children. It is your responsibility to be happy. Mommy does not have to sit here with you and play along with you and be your playmate. I will sometimes, but sometimes you have to go and use your imagination and figure out what makes you happy, because I'm not always going to be here to do that for you. So teach them now. Because the goal is false and that women should be all things to all people at all times, pursuing that goal diminishes self-esteem because you feel like you failed. And I have felt like that a lot lately in the past year, as a new wife, as a young mother of 2 young kids, and as someone who is so passionate about her art that oftentimes I feel like crying because I feel like I can't devote myself as fully as I should be able to my family and to my art. In general, pretending is of little use in building a better, happier life. Pretending that is grounded in delusion and denial is not true femininity or true anything else that has any value. The punchline: I am free to choose my own goals. You are free to choose your own goals and the means of achieving them. Okay? You tell everyone else, I feel like this is the way that my life should go. I would like your support. It means a lot to me. But in the event that I won't have your support, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be happy. Because at the end of the day, my life is what I am responsible for. At the end of the day, when I lay down to rest, I want to know that I pursued and went after what I feel like my purpose here on life was. Okay? Let's move on. Speaking of, one of the things I felt pressured about when I got married was to cook. I used to love to cook. In college, my roommate and I would just cook. I'd cook all kinds of exquisite things. I had friends that loved to cook. We'd get together. I remember one time I did lamb for the first time. I did salmon for the first time, and asparagus. I did all that in college. When I got older, cooking was more like a chore, and I had so many picky eaters under my roof, I almost just wanted to throw all the food at them and be like, you guys just feed yourselves because you're too picky. You don't want to eat healthy. You don't want to eat what I'm making for you. I'm done. I'm making things how I want to make them. So I kind of am trying to find a balance between that. When I was at the library, I picked up this book. It's humongous. It's called The All-New, All-Purpose Joy of Cooking. And it's one woman's, I guess, compilation of recipes and tricks of the trade that she learned. It goes over everything from setting the table to serving dinner parties, to serving cheese, to serving seafood and how to cook it and how to devein shrimp, to how to stuff a chicken, how to roast it. I mean, it's seriously, this is like the cooking for idiots, but it's so detailed that by the time you're done, you're going to feel like a freaking top chef. So I made chicken etouffee last week. It was amazing, and yeah, it definitely boosted my self-esteem. It made me feel like, hey, if you can read, you can cook. If you can read and follow directions, that's a plus. So anyways, I found something that was kind of making me pressured. I read up on it, And this has so many recipes. Like, I almost want to buy this book, but I feel like it'd be a freaking $50, $100 if I bought it, and I'm really cheap. But I may break down and buy it anyway for myself because I do enjoy cooking and I want to get back to the love of food because I love me some food.